Dynamic systems often appear surprisingly robust, able to weather disruptions, evolve in response to new challenges, and function reliably over time. This isn't luck or accident. It comes down to a set of key structural characteristics that allow systems to manage complexity and continue operating effectively under pressure. Three core properties underpin why systems work so well: resilience, self-organization, and hierarchy. Resilience, the capacity to recover. Resilience is the system's ability to bounce back after a shock. Whether that's a sudden disruption, gradual pressure, or internal malfunction, it doesn't mean keeping everything the same. In fact, systems that are too rigid often break under stress. Resilience is about adaptability, the ability to absorb disturbance and still retain essential function, structure, and identity. A good example is the human immune system. It's constantly under attack from pathogens, yet it usually responds swiftly, repairs damage, and restores balance. If the immune system tried to keep all variables perfectly constant, it would lack the flexibility to react appropriately to new threats. In system terms, resilience depends on maintaining redundancy, diversity, and feedback mechanisms that allow the system to adjust when things change. For example, a farming system with a single crop is highly efficient in the short term, but vulnerable to pests or disease. A more diverse system, with multiple crops, soil-building processes, and local knowledge, is less productive per hectare, but far more resilient over time. Self-organization, the engine of creativity and adaptation. Self-organization is the ability of a system to shape or reshape itself without external direction. It's one of the most powerful and often misunderstood capabilities of complex systems. A striking example is the development of a complex organism from a single fertilized cell. That one cell contains the instructions to build tissues, organs, limbs, and brain, all through decentralized processes where cells interact locally according to genetic and chemical cues. No one part oversees the process, the structure arises from the system itself. Similarly, social and economic systems demonstrate self-organization. Markets form through local interactions between buyers and sellers. Communities evolve cultural norms without needing formal authorities to prescribe every behavior. On the internet, open-source software communities self-organize around shared goals, with contributors collaborating and iterating without central management. Self-organizing systems are often misunderstood as chaotic, but their behavior is usually shaped by a few simple rules and interactions. The Koch snowflake, a mathematical fractal, is used as an example to show how endless variety and complexity can emerge from just a few recursive steps. That principle plays out in ecosystems, economies, and even traffic systems. Hierarchy, managing complexity through structure. As systems grow in complexity, they almost always develop hierarchy, a structure of subsystems nested within larger systems. Each level in the hierarchy has a role to play and contributes to the functioning of the whole. Take the human body. Cells form tissues, tissues form organs, and organs work together as part of an organism. Each level is relatively autonomous but also connected. The digestive system doesn't need to consult the nervous system every time it processes food, but both report to and support the body's overall function. Hierarchy allows local problems to be solved locally, reducing the burden on the whole system. It also makes evolution and innovation more efficient. Subsystems can adapt, trial new behaviors, or develop specialisms without risking collapse of the whole. However, hierarchies must be designed with care. If subsystems become too independent, they might prioritize their own goals over the system's goal, a problem known as sub-optimization. For instance, a department in a college might maximize its own performance by hoarding resources or setting easier assessments, even if that undermines the wider mission of the institution. Too much central control can be just as damaging. When all decisions are made at the top, delays increase, information becomes distorted, and local contexts are ignored. Effective hierarchies balance autonomy with coordination, allowing local units to respond to their environments while still aligning with the broader purpose. A useful illustration comes from the parable of watchmakers Hora and Tempus. Tempus builds watches as one large, intricate piece. If he's interrupted, the entire watch falls apart. Hora, however, assembles stable modules first, which can be joined together later. His hierarchical approach makes the system more efficient and less vulnerable to disruption. These three features, resilience, self-organization and hierarchy, form the backbone of systems that work well. Resilience ensures that the system can endure change without breaking. Self-organization allows it to evolve and adapt over time. Hierarchy manages complexity by distributing function and decision-making across levels. Systems that embody all three are not static, they're dynamic, evolving, and capable of surviving shocks while remaining effective. Whether it's an ecosystem adapting to climate change, a city absorbing population growth, or a digital platform responding to user needs, systems thrive when they're built with these qualities in mind. In short, to design or manage systems effectively, we need to understand not just how to control them, but how to support the deeper structures that let them adapt, recover, and evolve. That's what allows systems to work not just well, but sustainably and for the long haul.